Alrighty, Lindsay Norman here. I'm so glad that you are joining me today to look at one of the strategies that I use to launch builders into multiplication. Now, we often talk about wanting to launch builders into momentum. We for sure want to do that, but what if that momentum included multiplication? Now, if you do any amount of looking at like my videos, you're going to see that I talk a lot about multiplication versus addition. And if you're into multiplication, that means that you have other people along with you building businesses as well. So anytime you can help a new builder get into multiplication right away, that is like the most ideal possible, right? So when you're a leader developer, what we really want to be doing is we want to be helping people grow solid, effective, large businesses, right? Especially in network marketing. Generally, people do not join network marketing to just dabble. They see a vision for something. And so one of the best ways you can help them achieve their vision is to help them get into multiplication. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you one strategy that our team is using to do that. And so we do have a habit, I would say a routine of launching people into ranks that are further up in the comp plan within the first 4 to 8 weeks, because we are very strategic in equipping and preparing new builders in how to launch well. Now, I will say, one of the things that is really pivotal into having solid builders come to you, and then solid builders who are here who can get more solid builders, is having a company who has a solid comp plan and business model that will also help draw really good builders to your company, right? So it's really hard to draw really amazing builders and builders who have a lot of potential if your company is not providing that comp plan and business model that says this is doable, you can earn a lot here, and it's accomplishable for people to do that. You want to have a good product. Of course, I talk about all of those things on my page. Like, go back and look at training videos. I talk about all of that. So I just want you to know, foundation to really launching builders into strong momentum is having a great company that you're working for, because that, first of all, is going to draw that first builder. Now it's up to you to create strategies and support to help them be successful. And that's what I want to help you with today. I'm going to share with you one strategy. I'm going to share other strategies as we go on my page here. But I'm going to share with you one today that we do that we see a lot of success. And I'm just going to be very transparent. This was not my strategy. I actually had a new builder come to this conclusion, and she executed it and did it beautifully. And I was like, this is genius. We're going to start coaching this way on our team. And so we've done that. So one of the things that I like to do with my new builders is help them plan their launch. When we do that, we do 2 separate calls. My first call is what we're going to talk about today. And on that call, we plan launch dates. We help them build their list of contacts. And then the third thing we do is we help them learn how to invite. And you can go to my page. There's specific skill set in inviting that you really want to learn how to do. Check that out. I do have a training on that already. And then, of course, the second call that I do in the launch planning process is like what's actually happening at your launch. But I want to focus. I feel like most people, when they're launching builders, focus on what I do in a second call, which is what's happening at your launch. What does your presentation look like? How do you talk about the product? But where the most important skill is in launching people into multiplication and momentum is what happens on what we do in our first call, which is planning your launch date, getting your list solidified, and learning how to invite. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to launch plan dates, work with your new builder on that, what that looks like. And then I want to talk about building your list. So building your list of contacts is, of course, something that I think every network marketing company does. That's what you want to coach on. You want to get an idea of like, who do I know, right? So you want to build a really extensive list. I know in the former company that I was with, people love to use the acronym Frankie. So you want to think through your friends, your relatives, your acquaintances, your neighbors, your kids. Who are your kids' friends, parents, contacts that way? I would be for like internet, so social media. Who do you know on social media, right? You just really want to create a really, really solid list of people. And now everybody's not going to go on that list, right? Like, when you go to your social media page, like your Instagram, or your Facebook, you're not going to add all of those contacts onto your list when you're, for your new builder. They're not going to do that. That would be silly. So you really want to be thinking about, who do I want to have go on this list where I feel like this would be either this business or this product can be very beneficial to them based on what I already know about them and based on conversations that we've already had. So you want to build a very extensive list. I always tell my new builders, you want that list to be at least 100 people or more. And that list is not just to serve you until launch, like your launch classes and your launch season. It's to really serve you even beyond that. And that list is going to be alive and active, and you're going to be adding people to that list, and you're going to be using that for several months as you're launching. Okay. Now, and then of course the last thing that I train them to do is how to invite. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that today. I'm going to talk about that list. So here's what we do that is our main strategy for launching builders into multiplication. Once they have created a very extensive list, what I have them do is go through and identify who are people on that list who you would love to have in your organization as builders, either part-time builders or full-time builders. In our company, we have frontline builders. You only get up to 6 of those. That's like your beachfront property. That's like your executive team. If you're a CEO, that's like your executive team of people. So I'm like, yes, like you want to identify those people in your list, but also part-timers. So basically go through that list of 100 plus and identify who would I love to be in my organization to work with. So for us, we identify advocates. So we literally go through and we put A's next to everybody on that list who would be an advocate. Of course, anybody who we put on that list is likely going to be interested in the product, or we think that they might be as well. But that is not our priority in the launch. In the launch, once we've identified all of the people who they think could potentially be builders or could potentially be interested in that business, now what we do is we prioritize inviting those people to the launch classes. So because what we want to do is, if you want to launch people into momentum, you want to invite the potential builders to the launches to learn first. You want them to learn first, so that when they start, so that now you can talk to them about the business, you can talk to them about products, you can see what's potential for them. So then if they want to learn about the business, you learn about that right away. And then as you've got a new builder who's building, now you can bring in those new builders with them, and you can coach them all together into multiplication. So we find if you create a really good list, identify who you'd like to have as builders on that list, and then prioritize inviting those people to your launches, you are more likely to see a multiplication growth right out of the gate for your new builders. So my builder who did this, we coach on the list, we coach on inviting, we coach on picking your launch dates. And so my builder who I was working with, she had said to me, I want to be diamond within a year. And I said, well, the way that you do that in our comp plan is you need to get builders. And so she said, okay. So when we were coaching her on her list, we said, pick the people who are builder, who you'd really love to have as builders, pick the people who you'd really love to share the product with. And then she did that. And then she said, well, you know what? If I want to get to diamond in a year, I'm going to prioritize inviting potential advocates to my launches. And within 4 weeks, she had 4 builders, 3 of her frontline builders, which is like unheard of. And so her team is like off to the races and going, and it's amazing. And so I would just recommend, if you are trying to help your leaders grow and you want to help them get into multiplication mode, which benefits them and you, right? One of the best ways you can do that is right out of the gate. Teach them right out of the gate how to multiply. Also, whatever you teach your new builder at the beginning, they are going to duplicate because it's all they know. So now you're super strategic, you're helping them get into multiplication right away, and you're teaching them how to teach their builders how to get into multiplication right away. So hopefully you'll see massive growth. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. I'm going to continue to share strategies that I and other leaders on my team use to launch people into momentum. We have seen insane growth. We've been at a company for less than 2 years at this point. We have people at multiple levels of the organization earning anywhere from 6 figures already to really strong 50, 60,000 a year, 70,000 a year income. And we're doing it because of how we launch our builders into multiplication. All right, you guys, hope this helps you today. Have a beautiful day.